I want to welcome you to Christian Vocational Training School's beginner course in blogging. Let's get started. Our agenda for week 1 will be, first, we're going to learn what is a blog. 2, we're going to learn what may be covered in a blog. 3, we're going to learn about blog platforms, features, and some of their advantages. We're also going to learn examples of popular blogger services, or I should say blogging services. We're also going to learn a common website blog layout. And then also, you're going to learn how to create a blog. By the end of this course, you will have a blog set up if you follow the instructions. Okay, let's get started. What is a blog? A blog is essentially a place to, or even a diary of information. That's what I want to call it, a diary of information. As this statement says, a blog is a discussion or informational site published on the World Wide Web and consisting of discrete entries, which are normally called posts, typically displayed in reverse chronological order. The most recent post appears first. And we'll look at some examples of that a little bit later. Okay, blogs emerged back in the late 1990s. As blogging tools became more user-friendly, then more individuals started to use blogging type services. For example, this particular statement says the emergence and growth of blogs in the late 1990s coincided with the advent of web publishing tools that facilitated the posting of content by non-technical users. Previously, a knowledge of such technologies as HTML and FTP had been required to publish content on the web. What may be covered on a blog? Many blogs provide commentary on a particular subject. Others function as more personal online diaries, as I mentioned that earlier. Others function more on online brand advertising of a particular individual or company. A typical blog combines text, images, links to other blogs, web pages, and other media-related topics. One thing that is not mentioned here is a lot of blogs also include videos. So there's a lot of videos and information like that for their readers. Okay, the ability of readers to leave comments in an interactive format is an important contribution to the popularity of blogs. That's one of the things that was different when we had just static websites. Static websites, you were not able to leave a comment or a question. But with blogs and the blogging software, the way it's set up, you are able to leave comments on the website. Now, this statement says most blogs are primarily textual, although some focus on art. Photographer blogs like Photoblog, videos, and I talked about that earlier, music, audios like podcasts. Microblogging is another type of blogging, featuring very short posts. In education, blogs can be used as instructional resources. These blogospheres referred to as education blogs, or EDU blogs, I guess you could call them. Now, one of the things I think that we're doing here at CVTS, we are actually using our blogging site or our WordPress site, and we are going to put courses like this online, and we are doing that today. Okay, now let's look at some of the different types of blogging platforms, and there are a number of them. There are a large number of them. Let's look at and hopefully you'll be able to see this okay, and we'll walk through this a little deeper, but there's Blogger, which is a free software. The first couple of software or types are free, or I should say most of them are free, except for a few of them. They start out free and then they offer premium programs. For example, let's look at Blogger. Blogger is a free program, just like WordPress also has a free program, and that's WordPress.com, as you can see right here. And then there's also WordPress.org, and WordPress.org, it's free also to download it, but it is normally self-hosted, which means that you would host your website on a hosting service and you would pay a monthly fee. Whereas with Blogger and WordPress, both of those, you can they will host your blog for you. The difference is they have control of everything, everything from the hosting to your domain name. All of that is taken care of by Blogger and WordPress.com. A lot of people move to WordPress using WordPress self-hosted, and they do that because it gives them more flexibility, gives them more and flexibility really in their domain name and things like that they may want to do. So I recommend WordPress.org and self-hosting your site, because I think it's a better situation. Because if WordPress or Blogger ever go out of business, God forbid, they would you would lose your data. You would lose all your data on the sites where they host the websites for you, because you don't have the ability to download or keep that data yourself. So you would lose a lot of your data. So I think it's better to be self-hosted. And then there's some other ones. I'm not going to go into too much detail with any of these, but all of these are good options that you can look at. Some free, some not. But I think they're all good options. But you can see that there are a large number of blogging services available. Okay, let's go ahead and move to the next slide. Okay, now these are examples of Blogger services. This is Blogger, and we just looked at that, and this is just their page where you would log in to their page. And their blogging service, I actually have a Blogger website, and it's fairly simple, very easy to set up, and most of them are the ones that are free. It's real easy to set up, which is good, but I wanted to make sure you were aware of it and what it looks like. The next one this is WordPress.com, and WordPress.com is the same way. You can very easily set up your blog. You can very easily be up in no time in either case, which is nice. But again, it's important that you know that they are in control of everything. Okay, next is WordPress.org. Now with WordPress.org, it's a little bit different. Their site is different from the standpoint that they have, this is not a site where you log in and they set up everything for you. You can download the WordPress software and then upload it to your hosting account. And once you upload it to your hosting account, then you can start to customize and things like that. WordPress.org also has a number of themes and a number of free themes. Then there are also a lot of premium themes that you can also purchase to add to your site. Some of the other the free services, they have themes also, but they normally have a limited number. And also you don't have the option to use what they call plugins, which are applications that can make your site do different functions. So that's again another reason why I like WordPress.org, because you have a little more flexibility. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, the next slide, I just wanted to give you a picture of a common layout. This is actually a blog that I have, that I've set up, and most blogs are set up the same way. They have a navigation panel, or I'll call it a panel, and this is where you can go to different pages in the site. This is a home page. This will be a blog page. What is Good Steward Marketing? who is Chuck Wood, personal finance, business and jobs, daily devotion, and contact. Now, again, these are all these are essentially pages on the website. They are pages on the website, and these are pages that you would create using WordPress. This section right here is a header. That means you can put a header with a picture, you can put a header with a just an image, you can put your picture, whatever you want to put there. That's what that section is. And these headers and the navigation panel are usually at the top of the website. Sometimes they may be moved, halfway down or a quarter of a way down, but in most cases they're at the top of the website. The next section is blog posts. There are a number of, this is where your blog posts would show up on your home page. So it would show or your blog. These are the different blogs on the page. And so it would show all the blogs that have been posted, blog posts I should say, that have been posted on the site. Over here you can also put a video. This is actually a video that I added to this site just to welcome people to the site. You can also put advertisements down here. You can also put different types of advertisement. But I just wanted to show you that you have what they call a place for your post, your blogging post, and then you have this section which normally they call a widget, which is a sidebar where you can put things on the sidebar which are right next to your post. Okay? And we'll go over this in more detail as we go through the training and we set up your website. Okay, real quickly, I mentioned free hosted blogs, and again, both the free hosted blogs and the services and the WordPress.org self-hosted services are very easy. They are very simple to work with compared to the way it used to be when you wanted to create a website. Okay, the first step that you have to do on a self-hosted, not self-hosted, but on a free hosted blog, you choose a service that you want to use, whether it's a Blogger or WordPress.com or some other free service. You can go ahead and select that. Next, you register for an account. You sign in and register, and then you begin creating your blog. You're able to select your domain, but normally your domain will be your domain dot, or your name, for example, .wordpress.com. Okay, so you will always have the WordPress.com on the tail end of whatever you want your domain name to be. Okay, once you got that done, you can start blogging. You can start opening pages, putting pages out there, putting posts out there, and things like that. So it's very, very simple. The next one is the self-hosted WordPress blog. Again, simpler, just a little more complex, only because you have to register and pay for a domain. So if you wanted a domain called yourname.com, then you would go and register your domain. And again, we'll walk through all these processes a little later. The second part of this, the next step, is that you will purchase hosting for your website. Again, hosting is a place for your website. That would be your house, if you will. Okay, your domain name is your address, and the hosting website is your house. That's where your website will sit. That's where it will reside. Now, when you start to install WordPress, because that will be your next step, when you install WordPress, now you're decorating your house. You're putting the furniture in, you're putting the painting in, you're doing all the things that you want to do so that you can start blogging and having guests come in and see your house. That's really that's the easiest way to explain it, I think. So again, the domain is always your address, because that address will get people to your website. The hosting, that's your house. That's where the domain is getting you to. The domain is getting you people to that location, getting them to your house. And then WordPress is just the way you customize your house, the way you want it to look to your visitors. Okay? Once you've done that, you can start blogging. So both options are very, very simple. Okay, that's really it. I'm not going to do any Q&A. I think we did some Q&A when we did this class actually live. Our assignments that we do have are essentially just reading the chapters in the book, and then we will look at online class setup. That's what we're going to do the next week. We were going to just show you how to log into the online service that we're using to access the class online. So this will take care of this first class, and then we will get back together. I'll see you on the next video.